everyone, welcome back to Season 7 of the Welsh Esports League. I'm Jammer, and today we're joined by someone new. I need to check my mic apparently, but there we go. Okay, let me just sort out a quick technical issue. But yeah, today we've got Judas with us. Judas, do you want to introduce yourself while I fix this?
Yes, I'm JudasPriestley, of course, and with Jammer, if you heard him or not sure yet, we'll soon find out. But yeah, Counter-Strike 2! Welsh Esports League Season 7. It's semi-final time, so best of 3 matchup coming through. 3 maps to run through as well. Really excited to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 2 concurrent games going on today. One starting a little bit later, but we'll try to keep you up to date with kind of the goings-on as they happen. Just sorted out a technical issue, so hopefully I should have better audio. Let me know if that's still not the case. But in any case, the match on this stream right now is going to be the Red Kites versus the Dragons. And I think it's going to be an interesting game. We haven't really seen these teams too much, at least definitely not the Red Kites. Dragons, they've played in previous seasons and they're a kind of known quantity, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. We haven't played too much.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange 3 picks, obviously starting on Ancient, then we got Mirage and Anubis if we get there as well. And already a rush straight onto the A site.
Damn, nice shots from Speros. Going to try and continue that ball. Not quite connecting, but actually gets returned on by Todd. And that's a big hitter taken out.
Teammate.
Oh no. Well, it's a 3-on-3 on the retake. There is a bit of space being taken by the CTs, and Budge is going to help things. Final 2 Ts are in donut, but the CTs are going to have to sort out amongst themselves how they're organizing this, because it is very chaotic right now. But the push comes through, the bomb's being stuck in, and the big flank, I don't know if it's going to come in time. The kit's there, and that's a pistol round for the Dragons.
Great choice to have a diffuse kit there. You know, it definitely makes that call much simpler, right? You know you've got the numbers advantage. You know you can just charge in a space. It would force the one defending T side there to really have to commit, right? You can't just you know, see if it could be a fake, kind of play around the angles a little bit. You have to commit because of that kit. And yeah, good play. You know, the Red Kites do manage to get the bomb down there, so they'll be happy enough with that. But it's always nice to get the first round of the board.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a chaotic round, but hopefully that's going to play into a more chaotic, entertaining game. You forced up pistols here as the Red Kites take control of the lane. Volvo swinging out, and Rizzy's there to help out, so it's full B lane control trying to be rendered over as the kills come through, and one will be dropped on the CT side, but I think it's still a pretty safe situation. And what with the smoke? Oh, that's Budge getting 2 kills, and it's just Yusko left. Not a lot of hope.
Yeah, MP9's paying off massively there for the Dragons, and yeah, just to round it out, another one with that MP9 as well. So good kills there for the Dragons. You only lose 1, and even then, only an MP9 in the pocket as well. So going to force the buyout from the Red Kites now. Already an AWP in play from Speros here, so not wanting to mess about, want to get right on the board here, but definitely want to start getting around back as soon as you can. But I do want to ask you, Jammer, directly, do you think this map is particularly CT or T-sided?
I think in the current meta, it's a little bit T-sided. It's very hard to hold middle control later on as a CT player, but it really depends on the utility usage, especially in a matchup like this, where the CTs are just pushing through middle. Rizzy probably had an advantage there, but won't win that engagement, and with all these Ts grouped up, you really need to kind of force the issue, but they're kind of getting corded in and a little bit stuck in a barrel, kind of.
Yeah, committed to B site, but actually not committing far enough to really put any pressure onto the CT. He's going to see a little bit of a clash of heads here. This obfuscated corridor because of all of this smoke, but wanting to push together the rest of the Ts now, and obviously still leaving one on that A site are the Dragons, because they have to make sure they're not getting rotated on here. But there's definitely a committed push from the Dragons here. They just need to make sure they hold. They know where the Red Kites are looking to push, but they're very patient change up here.
Yeah, it's really good to freeze things, but as the utility reigns in, the jig is up. Bungie trying to get the entries, but Yusko beats them to it with 2, and a push through the smoke from the last CT to hold the site won't do anything. Need to rotate round. Can't get too much done, although they get 2 kills, and that's site rendered over. So 2 versus 1 in this post-plant situation.
They got Gunner now. 1 against 2. Bomb is down, so 45 seconds on the clock. See what they can make of this. But lots of roughed up T sides here. You know, you see Slurm there. Is that 1%? I think that's 1%. So literally just has to breathe on them, and Gunner will do this. But yeah, a good choice here just to hold this one angle. You know they're going to fake first. They always fake first. They have to come in after the fact. And nice there. Fall out the Red Kites to get that first round on the board.
Yeah, really effective play in the trades, and I like the utility running over 2 critical kills from Yusko and the entries on the site. So just a nice force after they kind of give up their hand, and the freeze there kind of added some doubts to the Dragons, and yeah, they're just able to get that first T round. Really nice.
I like the way that the Red Kites have changed up their aggression style in 3 separate rounds, right? You had that first round, they just rushed straight to the point as quick as they could, been constantly fighting over that mid lane, and now you see them making a push onto the A site again. You know, this really will have to keep the Dragons guessing, which obviously they would have expected coming into this, but anything you can do to throw your opponents off their comfort zone is definitely going to benefit you there. Rizzy somehow gets out of that, despite peeking in through the smoke, and now a bit more of a difficult push for the T's.
Yeah, the Red Kites, they kind of wanted to go for some middle control there, but just cordoned off by the good utility usage, and it had to be critical use of utility because of the weaponry situation. So much firepower advantage for the Red Kites. Kind of surprising they're in this situation, and it does look like they're going to go for this A play, but have to wait for this smoke to fade. But there's so many CTs waiting on the other side, it can't go well.
Definitely seem to have called this attempt here, but nice entry there from Yusko again, getting a good start on that push, but immediately traded back out. And you can't keep trading when you're down in numbers like this. Definitely have to commit one way. But again, a trade, but again, this still benefits the CTs who know where the bomb must be, and that's why you see this big loop around coming through as well. Not going to be an easy push, but if they can get the bomb down, they'll be really happy. 2-on-2.
Yeah, big flank coming in, so might want to see a pause from the CT side player in Donut, but Sparrows and Spongy, they've just frozen again. With the time so low, the Volvo flank can come through, but that's information garnered over, and Vudge pushes out to his death. Going to be a big task in this 1 versus 2 from Volvo.
Giving that info away that you had a good flank, but you know, MP9 at that sort of distance, it's not going to be the easiest kill. Fantastic nade there, and now big pressure on 21 HP in the pocket, but you're not going to save an MP9, are you, Volvo? You got to go for it, and does go for it, but Sparrow shuts them down, and just like that, Red Kites tie us up.
Again, that critical freeze from the Red Kites, just adding so much pressure to the Dragons. Vudge swings out and just gets immediately eliminated, and it's just a so tough situation for Volvo coming in from the big flank. A little bit of a jump in the gun there situation, but they get punished for it.
A full eco coming out here, just a little bit of utility, and by a little bit I mean 1 flash coming out from Volvo here, so definitely not expecting too much here are the Dragons, but you see this, by the way, they're stacking on the B site, looking to just catch a couple of members, just keep that economy in their favor slightly, or at least pull it back, and that's a nice start from Tobbs there.
Yeah, really nice entry. They can retrieve that gun, and it's going to force a pushback from Spongy, as they need to kind of warden off the bomb, make sure that doesn't fall into the CT's hands, but you can see the redirection, full A site control, so the bomb and the rest of the T side is just going to rotate straight over, see if anything else can be done by these USPs, or even if they can save these retrieved guns.
Yeah, Sparrows are walking out from CT side as if he spawned there, and finds the rest of the Dragons all camped on that B site like we saw they would. Which it's not that it's the wrong call; it's just kind of being called out here, and now it's big danger for the rest of the Dragons here. They're going to really struggle to contest this bomb, but you know, with what they've got in pocket, it's not that they've got too much to lose here. You see Volvo does have that AK, might consider saving it, but at the same time, you won't be too upset if he did let it go.
Yeah, interesting round even on an eco. You see a big grouping up of the CTs on the B site. They get an entry, but nice rotations from Red Kites again. I've been quite impressed with the Red Kites so far. You know, they're willing to take the fights, and they're willing to stick to their guns, but they're not afraid of also rotating away from their initial. Unlucky. Yeah, they're not afraid to, you know, rotate around and really pull and push these rotations. So good work from the Red Kites. I'm keen to see if they can continue this, or if the rifles are going to change anything for the Dragon.
I did get that AK off of Volvo as well, which might end up costing the Dragons overall. Looks like they will just about eke out of a buy, but having to squeeze a FAMAS in there, which is not ideal in this sort of situation. But definitely the momentum right now with the Dragons. Like you said, they have, you know, done a good job of just taking it. Now they lost the first couple of rounds, but now having 3 on the bounce is always good for the morale. You know, everyone's going to be feeling good. You feel like you're hitting your shots a bit better when your team's winning. Basically, it feels like it's easier. And getting another nice entry there on the A site, and with the way that they've been attacking, you know, the Dragons don't know where to defend just yet. You see, they're not fully committing to this A rotate just now.
Yeah, I think they're unconvinced with the entry coming in so early and not a lot of util behind it, but now the jig is up, you'd hope. The smokes and mollies will lock off any rotation picks, and this is just an awkward situation. But the Red Kites, they get site control, should lock in the bomb plant, but just a bit hesitant.
You see 3 members of the CT side all locked in that CT spawn as well. It's not where you want to be. You don't all be in that same location. It makes the point much easier to control. But so only 2 members now of the Dragons have to make sure they play this one carefully. You know, you don't want to lose this round, and it looks like it's going that way, but there's a lot to lose here. And you see at the CT spawn as well, Slurm catches out Tobbs too. So yet again, Volvo all alone. Can they do anything more? They did get 1 pick with just an M4 as well. Looks like they're already giving up the point, and tough now for the Dragons. You know, you're going to give away more momentum, more rounds, and you don't want to go down early in this best of 3 matchup, right? You want to make sure you're still feeling comfortable, feeling confident.
Yeah, and we're going to call the economy back into question with this full buy situation. They were barely able to squeeze out that full buy in the last round. Probably not going to be able to do much more than upgrade a few pistols, and they've had real troubles kind of getting into these good rotations, getting these long sight lines, or even getting, you know, early map control in those entries. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play around the MP9s again, especially considering the Red Kite's firepower advantage again. They are going to force into this, actually. So a lot of MP9s. FAMAS are still fumbling around with the buy with the round started. Yeah. Maybe you should have called a pause. But it definitely looks like the Dragons are feeling the pressure, at least.
It does feel like the Dragons are a little bit lost here, not been having the success that they would be hoping for here. You do see Volvo stepping up with that AK, you know, a good way to just get a couple of quick kills where you get the opportunity. You see Tobbs now knows the push is coming in, the util goes flying on them. Volvo with a nice pick. Tobbs had a good angle in there, but gets caught with a completely unsighted shot, unfortunately, there for them. But now, sight in control of the Red Kites there. Great shot there from Vu. Just exactly the type of picks you need to see. You don't need to win this round, but you need to claw back some of this econ.
Yeah, good damage being done, but it looks like the retake is not quite on. Just Verge with the scout, trying to stay alive, see if they can get any more damage. And they'll just bring that in towards the next round. Again, the Red Kites sticking to their guns, go to one side and just kind of commit behind it. And there's so much firepower, the util advantage. There's not really a lot that can be done from the Dragons. I really feel like they should try and get a handle of the economy before they kind of just throw everything at the wall, because it can really easily spiral out of control. Already 5 rounds for the Red Kites, the 2 of the Dragons.
And you see, look at the amount of money in pocket for Slurm now. Got that 11k in pocket. They're not being forced to spend the way you need them to, you know. So even if you do claw back a round, you're going to be forced to still battle into a full bought Red Kites, you know. It's just not a nice spot to be in. Like you say, the momentum is in favor of Red Kites 5 rounds in a row. And when you've got, again, I'll go back to the fact that it's a long series with this best of 3 setup, you don't want to go down easily, right? You don't want this to be like a 13-2, you know, and it very easily could be if you don't get a hold of this economy. So they need to make sure they control this a bit better and just calmer heads. Calmer heads will see out the day.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if they can pull that off. B lane control is there for the CTs, but look at this space in towards middle. Those smokes are just making things so hard for any info to be passed along, and Fudge does not know how close they are to dying. Johan will push in, get that kill, and Rizzy's here on the rotations to lock off any over-aggressions, but this is so much space for the Red Kites to work with, and look at this play. They're just going to pinch to this A site, and I don't know if they're going to be aware of it.
They know that the Dragons have been defending from this CT spawn, so it's a great angle to take up, but that's not so great from Spiros there, but does get the op shot. That's all you need, no matter how close the range is, but that's the op down for the moment. Definitely an opportunity now for the Dragons to find some sort of defense. They must know it's an A-site push now, and you see the rotation coming in a little bit slowly, but nice there from Rizzy. Exactly what you need to get your team back in it. The bomb's still not down, so the Dragons actually have a good chance this round.
Yeah, there's still a bit of utility to use, and if Yusko can use it to buy a bit of space, then there's definitely a round in this. The use of a smoke towards Donut. Oh, that's an awkward engagement. Both players knocked down low. Yusko going to try and lock in the plant. This nade should be able to finish him off, but isn't deployed by Tubbs just in time. And again, Rizzy taken out, but with so much impact, you're hoping, or at least he's hoping, that his teammates can close things out. Yusko, awkward situation, having to look back and forth. Volvo will commit him to the angle, but that flash is so critical. Can't capitalize on it. Oh, and Yusko is actually able to eliminate them. Tubbs now in a 1 versus 2. Knows where they are.
Nice.
Can't quite convert on it. Yusko, so critical in that post-plant situation, just on a swivel, but you really thought Rizzy did enough in that situation.
Yeah, really tough spot to be in, but really handled it well there, did Yusko. But yeah, Rizzy, gotta be, well, gutted, honestly, with the way that you handle that. It was, a round that wasn't looking so good. Again, it was Red Kites taking the position they wanted, getting into, not just taking the site, right, but having advanced defenses around it as well. So very, very hard to retake there for the Dragons. But Rizzy put the team on the back for a moment, got 2 picks, exactly what you need. Unfortunately, there they just didn't have the health bars to work with. Everyone at one point was at 15 HP, I think, and you just fall down quickly. But a great start from Tubbs, double spray down.
Yeah, really nice start, and that should help spur the rest of the CTs along. But there you go. It is going to spur them along. Tubbs gets taken down, but lane control is there.
Watch out.
Should be gained, but look at that from the rest of the Dragons. They're just able to collapse on it. They realize the situation. They can cordon the Red Kites in, and just as the Red Kites get some more control towards the lane, the rest of the wave of the CTs comes in to clean things out.
How quickly a round can turn, right? That looked easy for them. And we know it's been anything but for the Dragons so far. But that's a nice confidence booster. They executed well. They just stepped up, caught them out, and went for it. I don't imagine we'll be seeing the Red Kites run that routine back. But the Dragons absolutely want to. You see them now getting aggressive on the site, trying to push through. But Spearows this time feeling much more confident with the situation they found themselves in. B site way open now.
Yeah, really good entries. Just trying to stay alive, wait for the rotations to come in. But Spearows is so keen to continue their good form, and that's a third, possibly on for the ace if they're aware of these rotations coming through. And yeah, just a really good start to the round. Gets taken out by Rizzy, but I don't know if this 2 versus 4 is going to be on for the cards. Orp and M4 should be trying to save in the situation. Red Kites, again, just spearheading their way through your site. And I think one thing to highlight is the utility usage from the Red Kites. They're using it so effectively to gain space in middle, and that kind of splits the defense from the Dragons. In the round before last, you saw how hesitant they were to come in for those rotations, and that's just because of how effective that utility's been, how many times they've been flanked upon, and the Red Kites trying to set these foundations for, what's it called? Conditioning. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
The Red Kites, really conditioning the Dragons to be wary of those flanks coming through, be kind of hesitant from these pauses in the middle of rounds, but able to convert there. Are the Red Kites 3-7 as we get to the kind of ending heaters of this half.
And I really like the idea there for the Red Kites to go right back to the B side. It doesn't matter how poorly it went the previous round. Show that you're confident, willing to go right back for it again. But it's been a bloodbath over here, a real battleground zone for these 2 teams right here. And this little choke point, and that does not go well for the Dragons. They thought they knew what was happening, but again, conditioning, like you've been saying, they thought they knew what to expect, but the Red Kites turned it around on them. They knew that they were going for that flank yet again, and really good play here. Now, it's a full commit to this B site, and the Dragons also know it. They're stationed here with all 3 surviving members, but it's still advantage Red Kites.
Yeah, gain a pause, trying to suss out the situation. Redeployment of utility. Fudge gets 1. There's a nice swing, but Gunnar can't convert.
Wow.
These smokes have just locked off the site. Really nice execute, but the Red Kites have been softened up so much. This retake's still on. Yusko with a nade, though, will make things harder. It's just Fudge with the AWP, so health not really going to be a factor. Just have to hit the shots.
Johan there with the 1 HP win, says GG easy, no problem. Not a problem at all with that spray down, but yeah, it's going to be a very tough one for Vudge to take. No idea where anyone is right now, but everyone taking up really nice defensive positioning, and looks like Fudge is considering giving it up. It's a tough call here, but yeah, 1 versus 3. You've not got a whole lot of opportunity despite the softened up health bars, and yeah, looking to just save that M4, but you're running out of time to save and might not even get away with a save.
Oof.
Oh no. That was important. That was very, very needed, because if you end up wasting that save as well, it again, just a momentum killer.
Yeah, so important. You can drop that across, get a bit more of a healthy buy going on for potentially last round of the half. And yeah, it's just been an awkward battle for the Dragons. You know, they've been getting themselves to the correct sites, but the Red Kites with this, you know, utility battle, they've been just winning it every single time, it feels like.
Yes, definitely. I think the utility usage, like you say, of the Red Kites has been very good, but it doesn't feel like there's the same sort of confidence in the util coming out from the Dragons there. A bit of uncertainty. They're reacting a little bit too much, but not in the right way either, and definitely really struggling to keep pace, it feels, with the Red Kites. The Red Kites seem to have a plan and are executing it well, and the Dragons really struggling to defend this year. Bit of a 1v1 through the smoke, but fortunately Johan gave it up despite being onto something, and this round's looking alright for the Dragons here.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Gunner's shoulders though. Oh, Spiros with the adjustment, and that is the A site just completely taken over. Rizzy trying to rotate in, and we saw them have so much impact in a couple of rounds ago. They're going to have even more impacts. It's a 1 versus 3 situation. Just trying to pick up any more utility in towards middle, and this retake is on.
A retake has to be attempted, right? Last round of the half, you got to go for something. No use saving anything, but it's going to be a very, very tough one. That's a nice entry. Definitely how you want to start a round like this, but you have to be wary of the AWP nearby the site. Oh, actually, this is a great angle. This is great. He got this. He's totally got it. Spiros called the fact that they were sticking to it. That was very, very close, but that's unfortunately what an AWP can do. And to be honest, I don't think there was a lot else on the table.
Yeah, nice try. At least inventive thinking, but not going to be able to convert. 9-3, very strong T side coming on from the Red Kites. And well, the Dragons, they've not quite looked like themselves. You know, we've seen them perform well in previous matches this season. Definitely, you know, you've seen the likes of Rizzy and Verge have a lot of impact. But yeah, they're just not quite converting these rounds. We'll have to see how they do on the T side, which all starts with this pistol.
Yeah, definitely want to build some confidence here. You want to get this pistol round right away. You don't want to be risking running out of time, basically, even if you manage to get some momentum. So piling on in through the corridor there. Great spray down there from Fudge coming through. And yeah, great 3 kills already at the start of this round. You're on the site. You just need to figure out where the rest of the CTs are. And yeah, while they know it's happening, Slurm immediately traded out. And this is just one for Johan, who surely can't do it.
Well, you're definitely right there, Verge, locking that round in. That's such a nice round to win for the Dragons, because it just kind of shows you, okay, boys, we can win these gunfights. We can come back into things. We've got a good round under our belts, and we can kind of build off that. But they do need to secure this second round, and it will be such a blow if they do fall. But it does look like the Red Kites, they kind of realize the situation. They have a lot of rounds to work with. They don't need to force into this. They don't need the pressure of it. So should be an easy enough round, but we'll have to see what the pistols can do.
You still have to keep it tight, even when you do have this econ advantage like this. But you know, if I'm on the Dragons, I'm saying, look, they've already. Look, the other team got 9 rounds. We can do 9 rounds as well. And yeah, Rizzy getting off to the type of start that you need. 2 easy kills there. Like you said, should be an easy round, but you still need to make it happen, and you want to make it dominant if possible. So definitely a push on this B site right now. You see Yori can't do anything about that. Gunner with the gun, going to easily take that head-on fight. And again, this is just a round you need to clean up, and this is very, very neat and tidy now from the Dragons.
Yeah, you say neat and tidy, but it's Spiros, the danger man with the deagle, could do a little bit more damage. I don't know if Volvo is going to be aware of this and looking away at just the wrong time. Spiros actually gets one. It's potentially a few more, but being flanked upon, and yeah, not long for this world. Volvo will lock it in. It does seem like the Dragons are keen to come back into this. They at least have something to say now.
Yeah, definitely will be able to feel the confidence now. Again, winning the first 2 rounds on this T side. They did win the first 2 rounds of the previous half, mind you. So
True.
it's maybe not the most confident, but of course, being on this T side, like you said, on a traditionally T-sided map at the moment, you definitely will feel that confidence, right? The perception of the map can be a lot different when you're actually on its favored side as well. So hopefully we see that come through.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to see it there from Volvo. Could have committed to that spray down a little bit better, but really great mid commitment there from the Red Kites on defense.
Yeah, trying to go for that mid aggression is
Wow.
definitely a good play, and Rizzy just gets a kill from Slurm, not being aware of their situation. Going so much space, but Yori Spongy takes them out, and suddenly this gets a bit awkward for the Dragons. It's 3 versus 4, and they're kind of locked out of these sites.
They locked out the sites and split apart, actually. You want all 3 members left alive together here, and unfortunately that for Tobbs just backs all the way on top of Spongy. Not going to get away with that one, so it's 4 on 2. You have the guns in pocket, but still not an easy round by any means. And oh, look at this, just outnumbering Rizzy, overpowering them here. Getting together though, are the pair on the side of the Dragons. That's nice from Rizzy. Something you need to do, take down Spiros. Very good, taking the 2 1v1s. And now it's a 2 on 2 with the A site completely exposed.
Yeah, perfect situation knowledge there. Rizzy and Verge just grouping up. They win their key battles, and suddenly they have a round in this. Rizzy with a 3k so far could get more as the remaining CT players rotate in towards them. Look at that. They just give it up.
Yeah, and it's the right call from the Red Kites. Like you said earlier, they know the situation. They've got rounds to work with. They don't have to overcommit anywhere. Even you don't want to give up the ace because you don't want to give the player the satisfaction. Like, all right, you got the round. You're not getting anything else. And yeah, I do think this is the right call. Now, they're still going to be in a bit of a rough spot, but at least you will be carrying these 2 rifles over. But this next round, I don't expect much of a buy to come out from the Red Kites here. I'd expect this to be another one of these rounds where they're just looking to pick members off. But definitely the right things being done by the Dragons here. And this could very quickly turn into a 9-8 game.
Yeah, definitely. Dragons clawing their way back into things. Red Kites, what kind of buy are they going to have? They can drop these rifles over. But it looks like it's just going to be the straight investment. So going to have to work with a detrimental situation. So Deagle's brought up an MP9. You see 1 rifle passed over. Dragons, meanwhile, have a lot of bells and whistles. Even the AWP on Volvo. So should have a heavy advantage. But we've seen stranger things happen. Rizzy not going to go for an over-aggression in towards middle. Just trying to get a bit of control.
It's one of these rounds that you absolutely have to convert from the Dragons. So we're talking about how easy it should be. They've got a great advantage and they've got a great gun advantage, but with committing to that op as well, you really don't want to give that up. So you need to make sure you keep your guns tight and make this another neat and tidy round like they had earlier. And you can see them really slowing it down here, but they're at risk of getting pincered here.
Yeah, definitely a risk there. Rizzy eliminates it, but Yusko can trade onto Gunner as B-site control is rendered over towards the Dragons. A bit of fight from Yusko, though, as they try and stay alive over towards Long. Is eliminated nice eventually, but this is a 3 versus 2, and the Red Kites, they've been sharp so far. Spiros has only a deagle, but seen what they can do, and this positioning, it's critical. I don't know if Budge is going to be aware. Gets swung on both sides, but stays alive, and that's an fortunate situation. Budge will close things out. Nice 3k from them, and this is actually getting to be a close game.
Yeah, really, really good there from Vudge. Got caught a little bit unawares, maybe expected the push to come in, but got double rotated on there, but kept it calm, sprayed down the easy target, and then just took their time on the next. So really, really good there. Definitely had to be careful, because if you do fall down there, then that's when nerves start kicking in, and that's when it becomes a costly round. Like, yes, they lost 2 members, but it's not that bad, especially because there were some rifles on the side of the Red Kites there. So, a very, very close game. Really, really tight, and I'd like to see how this goes, but already not getting off to the best start for the Dragons.
Yeah, Spiros getting an entry with the AWP. Now stuck in an awkward position. Will pick up Gunner, and that'll help the situation greatly. Verge going down, and Spiros' AWP impact being felt straight away. Volvo trying to return something, but they're shooting blind right now, and they're getting wrapped upon. Shouldn't be long in this world.
Yeah, definitely not going to be long, but does get the revenge kill onto Spiros, making sure they don't get too much of a good round there, but definitely needed for the Red Kites there. I think we've talked a lot about the Dragons and the momentum and how it was good for them, but the Red Kites needed to get a round on the board. You know, that's is that the first round they've gotten actually on this CT side, so definitely needed that little bit of a confidence boost. They know they're close to seeing this out, but they played it very, very conservatively, and you can't begrudge them for doing that, but now it might be starting to cost them if they don't start getting rounds on the board now like they've just done. Then you might find yourself in some trouble. But need to follow it up with another big win, and already action on the B side.
Yeah, big push from Dragons. They were in that low economic situation, bought up some Mac 10s, and they're just able to get so much control. Look at that timing on the push, and everything's coming up Dragons in this situation. Just Diori Spongy left alive, and this round is not going to be falling to the Red Kites unless a miracle occurs.
Yeah, no miracle whatsoever on the way. In fact, we are seeing the save coming out there from Spongy, which, again, is the right call, but you're giving up a lot of rounds, which you would expect, but it's tough. It's very tough. What do you do as the Red Kites when the Dragons are playing with so much momentum? They're playing it fast, you know, they're not showing any signs of fear, despite still being down. They definitely feel like the team that you know, it is a complete switch, and obviously they've switched sides, and that's what's caused this, but they're feeling like a different team on this T side. So if anything, Jammer, this is a great sign for us, because it means we could be in for a really, really good set tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was just a little bit of lack of awareness there from the Red Kites of the situation at hand. You know, you see, I think one of their players pushed down into B lane. There's a bit of lack of support, and yeah, just an unfortunate situation. Red Kites, Spongy, Spearos on a Deagle again. That's been happening quite a lot, but look at this play from the Dragons. They know what they want to do, and they're going to commit behind it.
A full commit really quickly onto this A site, something we haven't seen from them just yet, but Spongy perfectly positioned to take down 2, and that'll feel really good. Immediately stalling out this very fast, very committed push, and now we're seeing the rotations coming on in for the Dragons, much needed. That you have to give that up, especially with the way that the Red Kites had brought almost the entire team over to that A site, so definitely need to have a quick rethink, but this is a tough round for the Dragons to give up. We need to get some of these trades coming back. Trade 1 for 1 there. Vudge does go down, but Johan as well trade themselves out. But 2 against 4, you have an op that would be worth saving, but that's really nice from Volvo. It still might end up being a saved round for the Dragons, but you need to keep this op safe, and that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, definitely an awkward situation after getting stalled out. I think the Dragons just lacking a few flashes there. Yoris Spongy boosted on top, complete off angle for them to contest with, and just not able to do anything. Rizzy trying to get cheeky onto the B side. I don't know how they're aware, but Yusko just eliminated, and suddenly this round is on. It's a 2 versus 2. Rizzy trying to find out where the rotation's coming through, but Volvo comes through with impact, and Yoris Spongy, the person to open things up for the CT side, now needs to close things out.
Spongy comment to their team, do I really have to do everything myself? Yes, Spongy, yes you do if you want to win this round. They have a good chance here to take 2 isolated 1v1s, but you can't peek an op, and Volvo there making up for that rough start with 3 kills there in that round, and a great round for the Dragons to pick up, because now the economy of the Red Kites is really hinging on them winning this round, or it's going to get very ugly for them.
Yeah, that is such a bizarre round to win from the Dragons. You know, you go down off the start of the round and you somehow come back into things. So must be in high spirits as they're about to reach a level playing field, but that's not going to help things. Volvo knifes his teammate. 8 damage coming through, and so the Red Kites have a helping hand in this round. Oh, this is a very, very strong push though. They're not going to get punished for it this time like the previous round, and Spiros does have the AWP, will punish 1, but there's so much more pressure behind this. Can they do anything about it?
Sparrow, someone that really needs to be dealt with. Slurb getting away with one a little bit there, but Sparrow's again taking down Vudge this time. And now, again, fast rotation coming in from the Red Kites on this defense. They have everyone here. They know that the bomb's coming in, and the burn down there, finished off by Slurm there. So a 2 versus 4, the bomb is down, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, this big flank coming through needs to be instrumental. It needs to be key, but Rizzy's been found out, and there's so many players guarding them. They could be defusing for free at this point. Rizzy instantly traded out, and it's just an AWP stuck behind a smoke, 10 HP. They need to have this lineup, but it's not quite connecting, and this will be a Red Kites round. Really nice control in that retake. You know, they come back into things, they're aware of the flank coming through, so much pressure on Rizzy, but nice kills from Spiros to really spearhead that and gives them a chance into it when they lost the site.
You needed someone to step up and make a play, right? If, especially after the way that the previous round went, and someone like Spiros, who has had a very good game so far, but definitely didn't feel like they were having the best half, right? This next half has been, you've seen a couple of good shots from them on the Deagle, but now had the AWP in hand for a couple of rounds and really making an impact with it. And again, you're just feeling the confidence, feel the momentum coming through here. But big battle in the mid here, and Slurm comes out on top for the first kill of this round, and no commitment yet from the Dragons on which site they're going to attack. Clearly making signs now at this B site, but they've left the bomb just behind. They still want to take their time. They're not committing to anything just yet, but it does look really good for them because, like we're saying, because they haven't committed too much, the Red Kites aren't sure what to do in defense, and now we've got a 4 versus 3 on site.
Yeah, another flank coming in through. Hey, that's a nice molly. Push Rizzy back, but still gets the kill. JudasPriestley can return with a nade, and they're gonna try and edge in towards this retake, but I'm not sure it's the best situation. Then probably not going to be aware of the health situation. And although, that's a critical miss, gives that position away. Now the rest of the CTs are trying to come through. No. Another critical miss. Volvo completely fumbled the bag. The last 2 players in towards Cave. Rizzy continues to have impact, trying to make some space, but JudasPriestley's tough task. Pick up one. Oh no, it's not going to be converted. Fudge will close things out, and that is such an awkward round, but it ends up falling in towards the Dragons. That really could have been anyone's though.
Yeah, you can tell the nerves are starting to kick in. The tension is rising. Just committed to the defuse there did Spongy. And, you know, it was probably the only option, right? The clock was really ticking, but it's unfortunate there. They just didn't have enough time in the bank. But really, really close rounds, close game. We could be in for a close set, like I said. I just hope that both these teams can really keep the spirits up. Whoever does go down in this game, you certainly want to, you know, feel confident. But Spiros getting caught out there, changed up their position. They wanted to take the aggressive fights, but getting punished for it now are the Red Kites. I don't want to say they're scrambling or panicking, but they're definitely making more and more aggressive plays. But it seems like the Dragons are always ready for it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. It's just the economic situation. The Red Kites, they've been going into these later on situations, losing so many players round after round that they can't build up that healthy economy. And that's putting a lot of pressure on these players to have impact in towards these rounds. And the Dragons just able to capitalize it in this situation. But yeah, it's definitely not a done round by any means. Slurm still has this AWP, and it's going to have to be a lot of impact on this B site to hold things down. But Dragons, they're setting up for this.
Yep, setting up for this take. They've got a plan. They just need to execute now. And what I really like is that they have one player off on the flank on this A site, because it's forced the Red Kites to have to keep members over here to defend. Now they're showing on map right before this execute comes in. So this is really, really great play from Fudge. Even if they do fall down, they do take one on the way out. But now this B site push comes in.
Tops needs themselves. Unfortunate situation, but really nice pushing for the rotations. Gunner can capitalize and pushing through the smoke. Slurm just gets eliminated, and such a strong round from the Dragons. A critical moment. That's one of those swing round situations. Now the Red Kites, we look towards the future situation. It's 11-11. They're not going to have any money to work with. They might have to just forfeit the map point in this situation. Johan trying to save this AK to give them a chance in towards the next, but Gunner so bloodthirsty after those first 3 kills, trying to hunt them down. That'll be info passed along, and we'll see if the rest of the Dragons want to hunt this.
Gunner knows they can afford to take it all the reload right at the wrong time for Johan there. And Gunner with the MVP, well deserved too. And now, tied game. Who would have seen this coming at 9-3, right? But yeah, exactly what I said at the start. Dragons need to be confident in their T side, and that's exactly what we've seen from them here. And, you know, a forced out an MP9 now from Yori. You know, they don't want to give up the 12 round slot, right? You always want to be the first to reach that 12 round tick over. Now you see the play coming in from the Red Kites, just death balling it down the middle. They need to make something happen. Throwing out the util. Can they follow up on it? Oh no, Rizzy turns it around and sprays down two. Exactly what they needed. Gunner as well on the flank. And now this B site, they don't know it yet, but it's totally exposed. And this is definitely a round for the Dragons.
Yeah, nice kills from Rizzy there, able to calm the situation, pass along the info to his teammates, and Dragons can secure the 12th round. I do believe this was the Red Kites map pick, so potentially on the precipice of losing. We'll have another opportunity though, saving these guns in towards the next and trying to push things in towards overtime. But Dragons, they've really impressed coming back from that 9-3 scoreline that you mentioned. You know, they did kind of. It looked a little bit hesitant at the start, but after winning that pistol, they're just able to capitalize off it and build their momentum into this.
Yeah, and that's what the T side's all about, right? When you're when you're winning, it feels like your shots hit better. It feels like your guns do more damage. It's just a good spot to be in. And actually, might get these 2 kills. They would like it. Only gets 1, but that was only the MP9, not the AK that they wanted to get off the table. But forcing now the buy to come out from the Red Kites, and this is all they've got to work with. They need this round. They have to win it, or they're just gonna lose this map. I don't know, Jam. What are you thinking? Do they have any hope? Do they have what they need?
Honestly, seeing a scout come through, I'm hoping to see one of the trick plays of the century. But yeah, we'll have to wait if that comes to fruition. Gunner taking a lot of space, and that initial gunfight is big. Not going to convert the AWP shot, so Spiros has to fall back, and they're the lone site defender, so trying to just buy a bit of time. Of course, Dragons aren't going to be aware of this, so they're just going to wait patiently to see if any other mistakes are given across. Take some map control, but you can see it's a bit awkward now. They take a bit of middle control, but I don't know if anyone's really aware of this. Volvo, big kill, and that's Spiros taken down. Slurm on the other side of things needs to be compounded on, and that is by Gunner, and suddenly spiraling out of control. The Red Kites, they might just lose this one.
Need a miracle, do the Red Kites. Yusko could be the one to give it to them, but they have to make it work. They're completely isolated, all alone for the moment. The nades go flying, but Yusko keeps on fighting, does eventually fall down, so it's just Yori Spongy here to take this. Now, there are only 3 members, but there are still 3 members, and Yori's the player with that scout. Who would have thought it? And nothing to be done there for Yori Spongy. He does fall down. Great win for the Dragons. Huge comeback.
Yeah, huge comeback and huge impact from Rizzy. I really like the way they played that map. You know, in any situation, it felt like the Dragons could come back into things just because of the plays that Verge and Rizzy and the rest of the team were making. So really, really nice kind of spirit from the players of the Dragons. And you could just see how impactful it was, you know, winning those rounds, round after round to build back into things. But I think that was the Red Kites map pick. So the Dragons, they put a really big step forward, and it should kind of spur them on towards Anubis and have a lot more confidence coming into things.
Yeah, definitely gonna feel more confident, like you say, on the way that they won that game, right? Like 9-3 doesn't look like a great scoreline, but you know, when you look at it, the Red Kites didn't even get 3 rounds on defense as well. So definitely, again, momentum totally on their side, especially if that was the Red Kites map pick too. You just are in a great spot, right? It's not like they had to slowly eke that win out, right? If the Red Kites came out on top, they might still feel a little bit down given how many rounds they did give up. But winning that on such a streak as well that they had, it was something like 8 or 9 rounds in a row, I think, probably around 7 coming out there from the Dragons. And yeah, it's just got to be feeling really good, feeling fresh, feeling happy coming into this next round. So yeah, the next map, definitely, you know, gonna want to see them get off to a good start again. But, you know, the Red Kites will feel maybe a little bit disappointed in themselves, feel like they could have done better, because this is a very winnable game for both sides, right? A very winnable set. It's not like anyone got massively outclassed there. You know, we did see some big moments from certain players, but there's still time for the other players to step up as well. So yeah, definitely would like to see more from the players who didn't do so well in that map, but there's all to play for here. We could have another 40 odd rounds or so before this set is done.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see how things play out, but for now I think we're going to take a quick break while we wait for the next map to come through. Make sure you get some tea, maybe pop to the bathroom, and come back here shortly where we'll see how the players play out on Anubis. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We have just closed out Ancient for those of you just joining us, and we're going to be moving to Mirage, not Anubis. Apologies. They're both Sandy, so I can be forgiven for mixing them up. But yeah, Judas, what did you make of the game, and what are you kind of hoping to see in towards this next one?
I thought it was really cool. I really liked seeing call it a comeback for the Dragons there. You know, they were 9-3 down, so to come out on top always feels good, even on a map that is more T-sided. You still have to pull it off, right? You still have to win those rounds and utilize that advantage, and I thought they did really well. I think I'm expecting to see them to come in as the side with the momentum coming into Mirage, but I'd really like to see the Red Kites put up, you know, a really good fight back as well. It was such a close game. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be a close game again. And, you know, Mirage and Ancient, quite different maps, funnily enough. They both have, you know, that similar sort of 3-lane layout, you might call it, with the 2 bomb sites on either side. But the way that the gunfights are taken in much more long corridors rather than these quite close quarters engagements that you find on Ancient, I think it could benefit a different type of player, right? So you definitely want to see some, you know, shining moments for the players who maybe didn't have such a good map on Ancient, and hopefully that Mirage suits them a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely a different beast moving on to Mirage. It's definitely more execute based, more set plays that you can kind of take advantage of. And I think it will kind of play into a team that has a little bit more team play. Coming into things, you know, I think Rizzy has been a real bright star for their team. And the other things, Spears,
Yep.
so able to continue that performance will be good. But it's going to be a hard pushing towards the B side to start things off, and nice utility usage, just chunking these players down. Spiros and Johan combining, and this is just elimination. Decimation is just Rizzy left alive, and not for
Great
longer.
shots.
Johan with a nice tap in to close things out. What a round.
Red Kite's classic rush B technique, and yeah, didn't work. So definitely need a bit of a rethink. I like that from the Red Kites though. The first attack on T side on this map always tends to be one of the more awkward ones, right? Like I said, that most of these gunfights are long range focused, and USPs are just a bit better than anything that the T sides can serve up there. So I like just trying to combine in a ball, make something happen, and it didn't work out for them there. But that's a big return kill there for Rizzy, just swooping in and said, no, I'm taking this round over. Gets that first shot, but Slurm with the spray down. Gets the bounce back in that team's favor.
Not quite the threatening round that we thought it was going to be, but nice shot to start things out. And it's just going to be Volvo with the P250. Now, Dragons, they're definitely willing to push the issue, but not going to be able to capitalize off anything. And Yesko will close things out. But yeah, interesting start for this game. It's just, again, a slogfest. We kind of saw that happen towards the end of Ancient, and it's kind of carrying that momentum through towards this game.
Yeah, like I said, momentum with the Dragons as you would expect here, but you know, we definitely expect to see them try and carry that on there. But yeah, I really like what the Red Kites are doing here. They you know, they've stalled this momentum very quickly. The Dragons want to get started quickly. They want to have a big burst of energy at the start, but just immediately taking the map advantage. I'm a bit of a CS boomer jammer, but I do believe that the Mirage map, you would say, is more CT sided, so you definitely would expect them to have a better start here. But I like, again, what the Dragons are doing. They're mixing it up, taking it another fight down mid, and still looking at this B site, but asking a lot more questions this round. This is much better.
Yeah, Rizzy should have been dead to rights there, but as they get some impact in towards A, that'll just hold the rotations, and the rest of the Dragons can push their way on over to B. So the Red Kites, they had a good start to this, but doesn't seem like they're going to pick up the first gun round. We'll have to see how this works out moving forward, because it is a bonus round situation for the Red Kites, so they'll have another opportunity in towards the next. But I'm just, you know, thinking, you know, with how keen the Dragons are to get in towards these fights, what are they going to be able to overwhelm the Red Kites, or can the Red Kites kind of stabilize things and balance it out?
Yeah, we did see pretty much exactly this format on Ancient, right? First 2 rounds going CT, and then after that, it was just a T-sided massacre. But I like what the Red Kites are doing here. You know, just saving these guns, keep the economy safe. The economy seemed to be what really punished them in that second half of Ancient. So trying to get a head start on that, right? Maybe didn't need to save that round, but like I said, change up of the style, change up of the mindset coming into this map. You want to make, you need to get this map if you want to make it to the third map, so you have a long mountain to climb, and taking it slowly, taking it calmly, making sure you can always buy exactly what you need to. I think is a good way to go about it. They're still not quite got a full buy, but they have enough that they can put up a good fight.
Yeah, it's all going to hinge on key players with the rifles and the AWP, but a lot of utility thrown out towards middle, so we'll have to see if there's any opportunities for those guns to actually come in and flash play in towards middle, but we are seeing Tubbs trying to work their way through the Ram. Should be able to get a fight, but I don't actually know what's going on in towards CT spawn. That's a very long-range fight with an MP9. I thought there'd just be jump spotting. You can see the rest of the team pushing their way through middle, so it could be a A-site crunch, possibly on the cards, as I try and find my words. And that window boost is actually so impactful, so they're able to clear out the full window side, full jungle area, and that's a big kill. Yusko falling, and this A site just became a lot weaker.
Yeah, you see the positioning on the map there. It's all of a sudden pure T-sided territory. Now, they do have to go claim the bomb from mid, which might be a bit dangerous, but Vudge protecting there on that bomb site, but will fall down in the process. You see Volvo taking the fight here to that CT side, and he will now get the bomb down, and great pick there from Rizzy. Catches out Slurm. Might be caught out. Oh, no, Rizzy not caught by anyone. Great play there. Some key battles in that mid. And really went well for the Dragons there. And all of a sudden, the Red Kites, despite saving, despite being in that economy mindset, still have a round with all pistols.
Yeah, it's just an awkward situation. They're playing so static, and they give away so much space and map control in towards middle that they just really had no hope in this round. Oh, sorry, the previous round. Possibly this round as well, because it's just upgraded pistols. You can see middle utility being thrown out, but it's all a fake. The Dragons, they're compounding their way on towards the B site, and it's just Spearos with a deagle here. Oh, gets nice. The first one, and that's a big kill to find. Trying to buy time for the rotations to come through. And Spearos, they need a lot of impact here, but instantly traded after a slight delay, and the utility will just cordon off the site. So should see the Dragons pulling ahead unless the Red Kites can pull off something crazy.
Now, we've seen what Spearos can do and showed it there, but you need more to overcome an advantage like this in the guns. And it does seem like the Red Kites are going to go for this. No reason not to. Not too much to lose in this push. But yeah, really suffering now. Like I say, the util coming out, all of the smoke, all of the fire. Nothing that you can do about it right now. There is a good flank coming through from one of the players. I think that's Johan there. Up through those apartments. But at best, you're cutting people off right now. And yeah, it looks like instead they're going on the hunt for Yori here. But Yori, perfectly positioned with that MP9, only gets the one pick though now. Ooh, possibly could have gone for the defuse there, but yeah, not enough time on the clock. If they were a little bit quicker there, Johan, there might have been a window there. But yeah, had to play it safe, had to play it carefully. Does pick up a gun for their troubles, which will help a little bit with the econ deficit, but it's still an uphill mountain now for the Red Kites to battle back into, and they definitely don't want to be in this spot, right? When you're down the map already, you want to be the ones with the momentum, you want to get off to a good start, which they did, but very quickly swung the other way.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of chaos going on for the Red Kites. They're not sure what their buy is looking like, and it seems like they didn't know either, as it's kind of speckled together, but your Spongy will open things up. Instantly traded, and this A-site has a lot of pressure put under it, but definitely a hope, although I say that, Volvo just eliminates any hope, and it's just Yusko left on the site trying to fight for their life. So many players around them, I don't think they should be lasting much longer. There you go, and it's just Johan with the AWP trying to do anything they can to come back into things, but I think it's going to be another safe situation, and Dragons, they're just so keen to get these aggressive fights going on, and after, the trades come through, they just seem to be coming out on top in these situations.
I think you hit the nail on the head with the buy situation there for the Red Kites. Like, what kind of buy includes an AWP and a 5.7, right? Now, mind you, only one of those guns got a kill, and it might not be the one you would expect. But, yeah, a little bit of disorganization, like you said, and possibly, I don't know if they know how close they are to potentially losing this AWP is Johan. And does get the shot out, and yes, does still lose the AWP. So, a really, really tough give up there. You didn't even take the AWP, actually, do the Dragons. They're happy with the rifles that they've got in this situation. But, yeah, Red Kites need to get get it all together, because we've seen how Counter-Strike goes. You can very quickly spiral out of control in your economy. Look at the money in the pocket of Rizzy right now. Might be a bigger target with wallets that big. Volvo, same, with 10k in pocket. You know, it's just not the spot you need to be in if you're Red Kites. Possibly giving up this round too, but again with a speckled buy.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward situation. Dragons, they've got so much middle control already as you see the utility flying through, and that's a big kill from Volvo, starting things off strong. There is a bit of reinforcement over towards this B site, so Red Kites giving themselves opportunity, giving themselves a chance. Trades though coming through back and forth, and it's Vudge with 2 critical entries. Now just Yusko towards the back of the site, trying to stay alive, trying to get some impact with this FAMAS. Such a big task in front of them. They've been spotted out. Yes, one. Trying to get traded out as the rest of the T's wrap around the site. This is so awkward though. Yusko just biding time but can't get any more kills. And this is just an awkward situation for Slurm. 1 versus 3, only an AWP in hand, and they have to forfeit the round.
Yeah, Slurm picks up the AWP to save it, but can only save it, you know. It's just a tough spot for the Red Kites because they're clearly under pressure now, and it's starting to show. You did see a push up through mid from the Dragons there. They walked all the way up to the B site, and it seemed clear, but there was an AWP. I think it was Sparrows in mid with that AWP. Sees a shot, and you just hear the gunshot go. No kill on the feed, and it can't be happening like that, right? Especially into a rushing terrorist with their back turned to you. You have to make those shots count, and might get a shot here onto Rizzo. Oh no, looks away at the wrong moment. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. All right, okay, I will say, Slurm, that one's on me. You can have that one back.
Man, poor Slurm cast a curse out of existence.
That's sort of like the ultimate. Oh man.
Yeah,
I've never done one that bad.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that I can press the timeout button for the Red Kites because they are just getting overwhelmed and eliminated in every situation that they have a chance. Dragons, they're just continuing their good form from Ancient after that slight delay of the pistol rounds. But yeah, again, just fighting towards middle, Slurm with 1, but we've seen this story so much with the CTs getting a few entries and it just still spiraling out of control and losing the situation. Vudge gets a lot of info, but this is awkward and they get taken out. Tobbs trying to get some control over towards A with the rest of his team, but look at this. The Red Kites all pushing in from Nectar with 2 AKs, and this is still a threatening situation.
And Red Kites needed this. They needed to do something different, and it needs to work out for them. They don't need to win this round. They just need to build some confidence. But Gunner starting to stall this momentum here. And great shots again from Gunner. Does everything that they needed to do there. But again, the right thing. You take down 3 kills there, right? It feels a little bit better if you're the Red Kites. I do think a timeout is necessary. Like you said, they've got some money now to spend. 2 ops in pocket. You need this round to go well. If they lose this round, they're in huge trouble. Like gigantic trouble, you know. And it's going to be a lot harder to make the same sort of comeback we saw in the first game in this second game. So I'd really like to see them just take their time a little bit. They need this round to stick. I just hope for their sake they can do it.
Oh, Tobbs circumvented this Molotov and gonna catch someone unawares. He'll pull out the nade for the close of that kill, and biff, bash, boff going on in middle. The trades come through for the Red Kites, and this is a situation they can definitely win, but need calmer heads to prevail. And that taps from Tobbs, continuing to do damage. This is look at this actually. The push from the bomb going to the complete opposite side of the map. Tobbs trying to pull a fake, trying to pull a feint, and you can see there's a player waiting in hand for this situation. This is probably not going to fall towards the Dragons.
Yes, Sparrow is there and ready and waiting, and that's not the play you'd actually want if you're the Dragons. Probably the last play you'd like to see. But Johan there, great shot onto Tobbs. They're now reacting to it, and Sparrow does step forward, gets caught out, and this bomb will go down if they opt to rush it. Volvo on their way over, but they need to make sure they join up with their teammate here because the retake is coming very quickly from the Red Kites. They've got some adrenaline pumping now. They know this is a round that they should be winning from this situation, but they need to play it carefully. Op shot is great to start from Rizzy. Rizzy, but a good flank coming in. If they know what they can commit to this, they will go for it. And yeah, 5 seconds, I think that's not going to be enough time. Volvo, if you peek right away, you can stop this, and does peek in time. It's a one-on-one on the side, and oh my goodness. Great from Volvo there. Literally a second in it. The Red Kite, they needed that round to stick, Jammer. They really needed it, but now they're in huge trouble.
Yeah, all right, I'll take the blame on that one. I kind of cast a curse in that situation. Dragons, you're welcome for that 3-1, but we'll have to see if they get any more. Red Kites fumbling together a buy again. Spiros, I feel like they've played half of this matchup just with a deagle. I don't know if this is, the correct game planning coming forward for them. Dragons posturing towards this A take, but always threatening, always posturing for that middle pressure, and it's going to make things awkward for the Red Kites, but the utility is holding back the Dragons for the time being. Although, as I say that, the push comes through, a lot of pressure on Yusko's shoulders. Either way, Spongy can help things out. Volvo will return, and that's an awkward fight, trying to stay alive for the edge of the smoke. And you can see the Dragons, they've got A-site control, but it's definitely an element of danger as CT side tries to come and close things out. But smoke will shut off jungle, and that makes things a lot harder.
Yeah, this is far from a confirmed push for the Dragons here. They still need to make it stick, and do get caught there on that rotation over immediately. Traded out by Volvo. Oh, fantastic nade from Johan. Now there's a lot on the back of Rizzy, but one enemy with full health, but the other with only 7 HP, and gonna walk right into both. Gets a perfect flank. Great turnaround from Johan there. Absolutely needed that, did the Red Kites. They get another round on the board in this half. Again, they needed to make at least one of these last 2 rounds stick. It was as close as it gets, right? Still only 1 member, so the economy's still going to be hurting. But you'd ideally like to get another round before this half is over.
Yeah, definitely. They need to push the issue. They need to get some confidence and win some concurrent rounds with healthy buys just to save this economy situation. But look at this push. Rush. The Dragons, they're putting so much pressure on towards this B site. Johan, the star from the last round, needs to come up clutch. The nade will start things off. Bullets need to convert, and the spray is only good enough for one. Spiros trying to help out, but that's awkward with the warp. And this is a post-spawn situation coming through that should favor the Red Kites. Can they convert?
Look at the flank coming in from Slurm up top. You see that on the way. So definitely an opportunity there. And a great spray down there with the MP9. Perfect gun for this situation. Somehow everyone has walked past Rizzy. Rizzy's in a fantastic spot, but they know they have to just defend the bomb. Great start for Rizzy here. They see another target. The bomb has been committed to. They need to step up to it. Goes for the spray. It doesn't commit to the spray. It actually gave up on going for that there. Slurm stuck to it despite the bullets in their face, and great round there for the Red Kites. They desperately needed it, and all of a sudden, Gemma, this is looking like a much better half for the Red Kites. They'll feel like they can pull this back.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like all of the Red Kites are trying to come into things, and you can see not so much a top-heavy display of skill, whereas on the other side of things, the Dragons, Rizzy is really carrying the load for the rest of his team. If just a few more elements from the Dragons can come through, then they should be able to win out the rest of this half, but really remains yet to be seen. Another strong middle push, though, to start things off for the Dragons.
Yeah, they've enjoyed a lot of mid control. Whenever it's been contested by the Red Kites, the Dragons seem to come out on top. But I like this response to just not contest it. You give it up, but you control the space around it, and seems to be having much more success. What a perfect nade there from Slurm. Goes for the spray and gets it right back. Sparrows, though, on the op. Nice and happy there. 2 kills in that mid. And what was, free mid control for the Dragons has netted them absolutely nothing, and they might end up losing this round and not having the best of halves.
Yeah, you can see how much impact that connector position has. Yusko locking things down on the A site, and it's just Volvo with the bomb, but you're right, in that situation, it's just such a critical fight to win and cross in towards connector, but not able to convert that situation. And now Volvo trying to think out this situation. They do have an open B site to work with, so might be able to get a plant. And just as I say that, the bells go off in the Red Kite's head. They can look in and just check the situation, but actually rotating in. So keen to stick together, not overextend, not over-rotate and be caught one-on-one.
Yeah, Johan nearby definitely is wary of the situation, especially while the communication will be that there's no sign of the bomb anywhere near A, no sign of it in mid, so it seems like it is going towards this B site, and you can see the rotation is here right on cue. Johan does fall down first, but Volvo needs to be aware there are more people coming. Doesn't commit to the bomb. Great fake there. And now, all of a sudden, the Red Kites have to scramble. They will take this. They will take their time, splitting apart. Great usage there of the position of the map. They know there's time to work with, so they're taking it slow. But I really like the position that Volvo's taken up here. Gets a kill and just stands right there. It's the last place you'd expect him.
Yeah, Yosko pushing through. It doesn't seem like they're aware of the situation, but as they clear everything, they'll get a keen idea about how this could be playing out. Volvo not going to convert the kill, but isn't punished. The smoke fade benefits them, and 3 bullets left. It's awkward, but Volvo locks it in. What a 4K to round out the half, and the Dragons just seem to be winning every situation. What is that?
That was nuts, actually, from Volvo. You said that Rizzy had put the team on their back, and Volvo picks up the slack there. Like you said, great 4K in a really disadvantageous position. I really like how they handled that. It was a retake that, it wasn't guaranteed at all for the Dragons there, for the Red Kite, sorry. It definitely could have gone either way. But the way that Volvo played it, like I said, taking up a position exactly where you left off, just sitting right there in the smoke, and it made the onus of that take have to come on the Red Kites, right? You didn't have to do anything, just had to wait it out, and yeah, really, really good play. But another Rush B attempt coming in, but the Dragons nowhere near as ready for this as the Red Kites were.
Yeah, Verge calling in for the rotations and gets a kill ready to help things out. Verge is traded out, but Spiros getting a lot of control, trying to help his teammate Slurm with a lot of impact. And the short pushes come through, but doesn't seem like they're able to do anything about the bomb plant. That'll be at least some money, and this is a lot of pressure as Rizzy jumps around, tries to get some space. Oh, nice kills, and it's just Spiros now left in a 1 versus 3. Rizzy, how are they able to get away with that? 4K for them, putting up something to match Volvo, and this is the Dragons just putting on a display of skill.
Rizzy with the Keanu Reeves there, just turns their head to the side, stops the bullets, and then lets them get finished off there. Definitely not intentional, but sometimes you need that little bit of luck. The 14 HP carries you through there. But yeah, really good start to that half now. I think you want to make sure you are, doing what you can from this CT side. We did see the Red Kites pick up the first 2 rounds as well, so those early rounds, like I mentioned, the first half, very difficult for the T side there. They have to make a play basically exactly as they just did. But let's see how this long lane goes for the Dragons on defense now. We saw that they were having good success attacking it, but can they defend it as well as they could take it?
Definitely yet to be seen. Of course, we can't get too ahead of ourselves. We did see the Red Kites, of course, fumble that 9-3 half loss. But the Dragons, they've started off things on a better stead. They've won the pistol, and they're going to continue their good form, eliminating these pistols and reducing the threat of danger in this round. How is Gunner got away with that? Just completely caught unawares, and the Dragons are going to get a confidence booster moving in towards the first gun round.
Yeah, like I said, first 2 rounds in the pocket of the CTs. Now we see the rifles come out from the Red Kites, but they need this, right? They need to build up the momentum. They need to get ahead of steam, win a few rounds concurrently, keep the items, keep the buys going, right, and get that healthy economy. And you really need to starve the economy now of the Dragons. But the Dragons, no, they're almost there. They only need to win a couple more rounds, and they are finished. It could have been a potentially very long set tonight, but if they can close this one out quickly, they'll feel like it was an easy night's work. But definitely have to keep it tight because, well, we've seen the Red Kites before. We can see they're not going to go down easy.
Yeah, so much confidence to go for that middle control. They've cleared out middle completely, so as this execute comes through, the full rotations of the CTs are right there behind the utility of the Red Kites. And they're flashing their way through, actually, trying to take this fight ahead. And trades come through. It's 1-for-1. 3 versus 4 situation. Volvo through the smoke, though, continues their good form. And this is going to be awkward as the smoke's fade. Volvo, wow. What are you doing? Someone check him, PC. Just winning these fights with the smoke and continues it. Oh my lord, it's all Volvo, but Rizzy will close things out, stop the ace from coming through. What a performance from these top 2 players, though.
Yeah, Volvo with the infrared vision there, just looking through the smoke, taking out anyone, and it's a really hard round for the Red Kites to lose there. It felt like they got a good start, got a good entry, got control of the site very quickly, but just a few shots through the smoke, right? That smoke does not block bullets. It might feel safe to walk through just because you're not being seen, but the bullets still go through, and Volvo taking, a couple of lucky shots and just gets away with it there. Did a really good job there and stalled the momentum, like I said, that the Red Kites needed. And now it's getting dangerous. You do not want to go down 12-4 here.
Yeah, a lot of Galil's forced up in here. Spiros will open things off, but instantly traded out, and there's not any support in towards middle. They couldn't get that top middle control. So much aggression from the Dragons to take this space away, and you can see it's benefited them. Even though it's a 1-for-1 trade, they have so much to work with. Gunner, though, a lot of pressure on their shoulders. There's not a rotation in sight, but caught unawares again. It really feels like the Red Kites have been sleepwalking into their demise in a lot of these situations. Gunner, though, doing the exact same thing, caught unawares, and that's going to give a lot of space over towards the Red Kites in this situation.
Yeah, Red Kites with a bit of an advantage now for this round. Of course, the 3-on-2 situation. They do have to get this bomb down, though. They're playing it slowly. I think the Dragons are trying to keep calm, maybe considering a save here. But given that the bomb hasn't gone down, it's going to be a very unfortunate situation here where the Red Kites are going to walk in to the defensive positioning of the Dragons here. So they need to take these gunfights. They need to be careful. Both players going to back into each other here. Slurm, though, comes out on top. It's just Rizzy with the op and 2 HP. So need to try to get away with this op, but I don't think they're going to survive. The bomb will go down on this A site. A much needed round for the Red Kites. This could be the start of their momentum, but they're just on a knife's edge now for the rest of this game.
Yeah, Rizzy gonna save this up in towards the next. Only 2 health to work with. Smart choice. 11-4 up. You've got so many rounds to work with, and even making the van jump. Nice display of skill there. Oh man, this has been utter domination for the Dragons, but the Red Kites, they've finally spoken up and have something to say about things. First T round on the board. Just keen to see if they can do anything more.
Yeah, definitely we want to root for the team that's generally the underdog here, and unfortunately for the Red Kites, they find themselves in that spot. And I don't think they would have seen this coming, especially with the way that they started the set tonight, right? They had such a good momentum on the T side. It felt like everything was just going in their favor on Ancient, and now they're really being stalled in a lot of key matchups, and it's no individual player letting them down, right? You look at that scoreboard. Yes, Slurm's ahead with those 13 kills, but 9s and 8s across the rest of the board. The team as a whole has performed consistently, but it needs to be consistently that little bit better. Again, they've got a winner of the board on this T side. They've got more rifles in pocket. They just need to take a nice round here for them, and that's a good start from Johan. Hopefully they can keep it going.
Yeah, realizing the situation, the Dragons being so keen to push in towards middle, and they try and take advantage of it, but overextending and not good usage of utility. But the trades are coming through, and there's definitely an opportunity here, but with nothing else to kind of cordon off the rest of the Dragons' push into the site, it's going to be the gunfights that will win it.
It's a 3 versus 2 here. Great start there for Johan, though, evening the scoreboard up. There is still an op that you have to be concerned about, but Volvo has to be the first concern. Runs out of bullets. It's a 1-on-1 Rizzy with the op and full HP, but an AK could be as strong as an op in the right situation. Unfortunately for Johan there, Volvo reacts correctly. Sorry, Rizzy there pulls out the pistol. It's match point now for the rest of this game for the Dragons. The Red Kites, they're in such a tough spot, Jammer. I didn't see it coming to this, but they've just struggled a lot on this T side.
Yeah, I like the ideas coming out from the Red Kites, but it's a bit of lack of execution that I'm seeing here. And it's just kind of coming down to these key gunfights, the utility usage not quite there for the team play, and it's just the opposite of the Dragons. As they've come into this game, you've seen them build into the utility usage, you've seen them build into these gunfights, and it's just been performing so well for them. But a bit of an awkward buy here for the Dragons, so trying to keep their heads above water. The Red Kites might be able to come back into things, but Fudge is not helping things in that respect. Nade doing damage. Fudge, so much liberties being taken, will be punished. Rizzy even taken out, so this should be a Red Kites round, but I said that in so many more situations, and it's not been the case, so definitely not out of dangerous waters yet.
I think the Dragons have basically been winning these rounds through taking an aggressive hold of mid, right? They just tend to run up with 2, sometimes 3 members, get confirmation, all right, nobody in mid, it's clearly an A or B sided push. It makes the defense so much simpler. Now this round it hasn't worked out for them, like you said, maybe taking a few too many liberties on that A site defense, but they were ready. They had 3 members there, no fear about, or no confusion over where the push was coming through, and that's what almost gave them that false sense of confidence. And Gunnar here doesn't want to get caught by the 2 members. A nice play there from Spiro. They knew how they've been reacting, and yeah, really good reaction here from the Red Kites to what the Dragons have been doing. Is it too little too late though, right? They're finally catching on to the way that the Dragons have played this, but you now have to do that every single round for the rest of this map. It's just a very, very tough ask, but if the Red Kites pull it off, Jammer, we're in for an all-timer game.
Yeah, definitely. All time of the entire 7 seasons of Well on the cards if that does happen, but has to be seen, or not quite converting the opening shot there, Spiros, and they have been hot for this entire game. It's a shame they can't help their team moving forward. Really awkward buy here from the Dragons. They're keen to push the issue, and they're doing a lot of damage, so fair play to them, but I mean, you talk about liberties being taken by Dragons. If they're going to continue to play in this risky all-or-nothing behavior, then they can be taken advantage of.
Yeah, like you say, they've almost tried to force the issue. A scout coming out from Rizzy, maybe feeling that confidence come through, and they just don't want to hand over the momentum, because it felt like that's what the Red Kites did on Ancient, right? They gave up a lot early on, and maybe that's what they feel like costing them. But good defense coming out now from the Dragons. This is what you need. Only Yori Spongy left alive and has it all to do. Great flash through the window, but it's not going to do anything to Volvo. And now the pincers starting to come out. You see, holding down the other side is Vudge, I believe that is. Sorry, that's Tubbs all the way waiting at T-spawn. You got Vudge holding up the door here. Oh, gets caught there, rotating in, and does get picked off. Yori's done what they needed to do. This is going to force the response from Tubbs. Now they have to make something happen. There's an opportunity for 2 1v1s here for Yori Spongy. They've got the bomb. They've got the site. They want to make something happen. Thinking about faking. Thinking about committing. Volvo is just waiting it out patiently here. There's a little bit of soft health buzz here. The bomb will go down. And Yori Spongy convert this.
Oh, he'll take the kills. They get the first, can't convert the second. And Tubbs will close things out. That will be a 13-6 scoreline. And the Dragons, with such a strong performance, after what looked so shaky, coming back from a 9-3 half and then just completely dominating, it felt like. Really good play from Rizzy and Volvo. And it really seems like the Pirates might have a team to look out for in towards this season. Again, over 100 ADR for Rizzy. Volvo coming in clutch with 141 ADR. Such a strong performance. And I'm keen to see if the Dragons can pressure whoever wins between the Wolfhounds and the Pirates moving forward. I'm not sure if we've got any word on how the other semi-final has gone. It doesn't seem like we've got any updates yet. But yeah, just a really strong performance from the Dragons. Very impressed by what I've seen. And, you know, despite not seeing as much team players perhaps you saw from the Red Kites in some situations, it really was just a situation of playing with confidence, using your star power and your skill to just overwhelm things, and it kind of coalesced into this beautiful back and forth slugfest that we saw, but Dragons come out on top.
Yeah, really nice play, especially to come from what was a rough situation from Ancient. You know, sometimes people like to see players and teams who just kind of are impervious, right? Feel like you can never get a good lead on them. But almost the more frightening teams are the teams that are resilient, right? They can come back from a tough situation and carry that over into Mirage. I said they'd be coming in with momentum, but I didn't expect it to go as well as it really did for them. You know, they just had such a good attacking rush on that T side. You know, they were taking that mid control. They were confident in their gunfight, specifically on that map, right? That was their map pick, and it clearly suited them. And you'd say most maps end up suiting them in that case as well. So yeah, really worried for whoever has to face them in the finals. You know, that's definitely a team that you can't rest on your laurels on. You have to make sure you finish them off basically as quickly as you can, because if you give them an opportunity, if you give up some chances like the Red Kites did on Ancient, they can really run over you. And yeah, really good play there from the Dragons. Really enjoyed watching them.
Yeah, all applause to the Dragons. I'm not quite sure if we'll get an update on the Pirates Wolfhounds game. Of course, Pirates, they've to my recollection, won every season that they've played in. out of the 7 that we've had so far. So definitely the team to beat. But I mean, with the performance the Dragons just had, I might give them a fair shot into things, to be fair. We'll have to see how things play out next week. That is going to be the only game on today's stream. So congratulations to the Dragons. We'll have to see and update you guys at home. Maybe keep an eye on the socials of Esports Wales to see how that game plays out. But yeah, that'll be it from us today. Judas, thanks for joining me today. Do you want to close things out?
Yeah, no problem jumping in. It's really good fun, really enjoyable to watch CS2 as well. I've been watching, just not been speaking over it, but I'm sure I'll be watching next week as well. And yeah, really excited to see how the finals goes next week. It's always good fun watching Counter-Strike. You know, it's one of those games that you can always see it, and it's always something exciting, and you always get some really hype, cool moments like we saw today as well. But we're definitely seeing Dragons in that finals, hopefully for some more big plays. But yeah, really enjoyed. Can't wait for the last match.